Taurus, welcome to your Taurus February 2021 reading. It's great to see you. Great to see the subscribers back again. It's always good to see you. We have great fun here on this channel, don't we? It's different. It's good. Now, I have drawn a Taurus card for you, so that shall sit above the reading, but now I'm going to draw 5 cards. Incidentally, if you would like to have a personal clairvoyant reading with me, which in part uses tarot, but which uses a number of other things as well, then just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you'll be able to see how easy it is to make that happen. But let's get these cards underway, shall we? And the reading for you for Taurus February 2021. What's the first one? The Wheel of Fortune. Well, do you know, I had a sneaking suspicion that that might come up for you. There is the 9 of Wands. What else is there here? The Queen of Coins. This is Justice. What a beautiful, beautiful Justice card, I must say. Very minimalist, if you're into that sort of thing. And even if you're not, I think you're going to enjoy it. And you're going to enjoy the message it has here, because I'm looking where it's placed with these other cards here. And finally, the King of Coins. So the Queen and King of Coins. People all around you, that's because you are so popular. And why don't you come and have a look at the beautiful imagery on these cards while I do the reading for you. Next month's reading will be published on the 10th of February at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Now, let's have, by the way, here is that Taurus card that I was talking about. Let's have a look at that. That's what the developer has provided for you. Pretty cool, isn't it? That's a good depiction of Taurus. Lots of earth, lots of substance to it, and this star here, Sirius, the dog star, or Venus, the star of Venus, or the planet, which is of course your ruler. But where am I going to start? I'm going to start at the Justice card here and see what it has to say, only because I am for some reason drawn to it, and it must have something to say which is of quite important regard for you. Justice, well, the daughter of the Lords of Truth, the ruler of the balance. Now, where it is placed, there I have Venus ruling Libra this time, with Saturn exalted. Now, Libra, for me, emphasizes that this card is about balance and equilibrium. I also have a great degree of karmic cause and effect here, which is looking to bring things back into balance. I think that the overriding message that's coming through for here is one of self-control, where you are controlled. There's justice, of course, balance, adjusting things, I think, centering yourself, the balancing of opposites, maybe even the suspension of action pending a decision. Objectivity is what I'm getting here, something where you stand back and have a good look at all the facts surrounding a situation before you make a decision. Now, this can refer to things like lawsuits, can refer to things like relationships and marriages and contracts. And it also refers, I think, to making sure that you bring your finances into balance. Yeah, very much an interesting thing here, because Venus is ruling with Saturn exalted, and Saturn is about, very often Saturn has a bad rap, but Saturn is a very, very good mentor. It brings you along your life's path, and I think that this is implying that you have to follow your true will and bring some order into the chaos of infinite possibilities and potential. Following your true will is like aligning to your life's calling, the best possible expression of who you can be. Now, of course, in life, there are from time to time storms which throw us out of balance again and again. The constant change between being centered and uncentered is the process which teaches us to be more conscious from moment to moment in order to retain your inner peace and clarity when you find it. Now, these storms, of course, have the ability of peeling away those aspects of your life which are not serving your highest good. And actions that you take, therefore, must be born out of love. Now, this may also occur karmically, karma, with circumstances that are sometimes beyond your control. This process happens on every level, and so you have a universal law stating that every action has a consequence, and the universe, which you are a part of, you are just a part of the universe that is aware of itself, the universe. Well, the universe adjusts to the change. I think that, actually, there's a thought which just comes to mind while I'm going through this, and it is, even if I wander from you, you are there. Your pleasure ever leads me into the depths of you. Your chastening hand is the caress of reclaiming me. I walk through the alley of hell in the byways of my deeds, and the stifling heat is the clasp of your embrace, of the holding me tight unto you. I think what this is talking about also for you is taking stock of your life at the moment to see what is useful and what should be let go. Think clearly about life ahead and be aware that all actions have consequences. Get a vision of the possibility and choices ahead of you, and apply those insights that you have gained so far in order to lead a balanced life. This can be also about you discovering and following your true path and what gives life most meaning. It can also represent great leadership, and I think people will see you as being a natural leader at this time, and it can represent cutting through to the core of things. It's a good time to write. It's a good time to start a diet or a gymnasium program or an exercise regime, and it's certainly a good time to get the finances in balance. This is about harmony, and it's about bringing about those things which bring harmony. Pay attention to what situations in your daily life tend to throw you off balance. Discover the conditions under which you find harmony again, and carry this quality with you more and more as you move through your daily activities. What helps you reach your, what I'll call, meditative center and stay there? And what happens when you lose your center? Say this to yourself: I am balanced and centered. I honor my word. I value being truthful in difficult situations. The abundance and beauty of nature is a reflection of my own nature. I am at rest in my own center. Well, this is sitting underneath the Lord of the Forces of Life. And the Lord of the Forces of Life, otherwise known as the Wheel of Fortune to many, is this image here. And there we have the planet Jupiter, which is good because Jupiter is all over this card, and it refers to abundance, prosperity, and good fortune, and for you at the moment, just straight out good luck. Changes in fortune coming for you, and these changes are going to be good. There's also destiny here that I feel. Destiny. I turned around 3 times in every way, and always I came at last unto you, for you are hidden in everything I love, in all that I desire. This is about a new beginning, an expansion, creativity, a big breakthrough or self-realization. Now, I think this self-realization is coming as a result of this Justice card that we looked at here as well. Now, there will be some ups and downs. Fate is coming into it here as well. But there could well be a life-changing chance meeting. There's great luck chances and opportunities opening up to you. It's about winning this here, and it's a definite yes for things going on in your life. Now, of these changes that are coming in your life, I think there could well be an unexpected change which turns out to be very favorable, but it may not necessarily seem that way at first. But be ready to act on any unexpected opportunities coming your way at this time. When times are good, stay centered, because things can always change. That's the only thing we can rely on in this life is change and the cessation of life. And if you think things are challenging for you at the moment, don't be discouraged, because things are getting better. Change is about to happen. Now, you may need to alter your present course or change things around to set the stage for the right outcomes to come into your life. And remember, if you struggle against the course of life, you become like someone struggling against the course of the wheel and likely to be crushed beneath it. But stay at the center of the wheel, because then, despite the ebbs and flows, you are never shaken or broken. So if you stay centered to your truth, which is what this was also saying here, you will get through any hardships which are around at all. If no miracles are happening, something is wrong. You stand before the possibility of a great breakthrough, I think. Use this moment. Are you really ready for the great fortune? What's still standing in your way? Write down or list to a trusted person what fortune means to you in your present situation. Then make a new list of everything which prevents you from experiencing fortune right now. Say to yourself this: I am a prosperous individual. I am flexible in times of change. I enjoy manifesting internal abundance externally. Abundance, which created me, is what I am. I am now ready for the miracle of my life. Now, for some reason, I am drawn down to this card here, the Lord of Wild and Fertile Land, otherwise known as the King of Coins here. Now, there's a lot of Virgo around here, and there's a lot of Leo. Great degree of growth represented by this color here, this green here. I get Virgo around it, I think, because the first two decans of Virgo are ruled by the Sun and Venus, respectively. Now, you know what a decan is, don't you? Every sign, say your sign Taurus, it takes up 30 degrees of the zodiac wheel. And your 30 degrees is split into 3 sections of 10 degrees each. And those sections are referred to as decans. Well, the first decan is ruled by the Sun in Virgo. The second decan of Virgo is ruled by Venus. Now, the Sun, because this is very much about, I see him as the Lord of Wild and Fertile Land. The Sun is required for crops, and the nurturing qualities of Venus, which is really in the second decan of Virgo, only complement this, I think. So what we're talking about someone here is someone who is being patient, a hard worker, someone who's going to be very clever. Very interesting here, a lot of work and toil going on. The character, I think, of this person is extremely complex, and they can be very romantic and imaginative. But I think also that during this period here that you will also have a great degree of ambition. And just make sure, though, that you don't waste time in any idle dreaming or daydreaming. This is about invoking the spirits of the earth for a plentiful harvest in your life. Now, if I was to split his character up further, and you might take something from this, I'd say he has a great work ethic here, really. And his work ethic, it comes because he persists against long odds. He's also very prudent, I think, and positive, And it implies also a work commitment of something over a longer period of time. And someone who's very good at practical periods here. Someone who has fortune on their side. Someone who's quite courageous. And success is coming. This is a time, I think, when you should work with your instinct. Don't over-intellectualize things at the moment. Now, I know you've got a very fine mind, but work with instinct. Because your instinct, your heart, can sometimes recognize aspects of reality and process those aspects of reality that the mind is unable to even contemplate or detect, because your work ethic is going to bring results over the longer term here. So use that work ethic to get things done. But be careful, though. I mean, there is something, I'm getting a bit of a feeling around here of maybe overworking, almost like a bit of a workaholism, if you understand what I mean. So just be careful that you make sure that you have balance going on in your life. But now is the time to set your abilities to work in service of some kind. The tasks before you, I think, are large and demand the use of all your powers. But if you make the effort, the harvest will reward you richly. Are there any tasks you would like to avoid in your life? Remember, whenever things seem to be too much trouble for you, concentrate on the positive results of your actions for you and for people around you that are important to you. Your internal learning and growing process is the most important outcome at this time. More important, actually, than that which you are going to achieve by your actions. And say to yourself this: with every task that comes my way comes also the energy needed to accomplish it. And the reason why you will have the energy needed to accomplish it is because you have this card, which is here as well. This is the Lord of Great Strength, otherwise known as the Nine of Wands. Now, for me, this is the moon ruling the second decan of Sagittarius. And I also have mystically the moon associated numerologically with the number 9. So there is a double lunar influence. And the moon rules the ocean, really, doesn't it? And 9, though, is a very, very positive number. Do you know you can multiply any number by 9, and then the result, if you add up the number that you get as a result, it will always come back to 9? So here we have Sagittarius. Yeah. Power gained through unifying conscious and unconscious energies is what I see for you. Wholeness, determination, strength of character and courage under fire, and defending what you have worked for. You will also have a great belief in yourself. Now, because of the double lunar influence that is here, that's saying to me about depth, subconscious, unconscious, below the thing here. So I think that you'll be able to reach into yourself and discover new depths of strength and power that you never thought you had. This card here is about endurance. Now, you may encounter obstacles, of course, but the important thing is this: you will have the strength and the intellect to overcome them. Now, when this card turns up in this position, with this King of Coins sitting underneath it, and the Queen of Coins, which I'll get to in a second, touching on it as well, you can be reassured that you will have what it takes to get by. Even in times of difficulty and stress, inner strength is going to rise up and guide you to your goal. And in the process, you'll learn more and more about yourself and your abilities, gaining a new all-round perspective which brings security and self-confidence. I think you are in the process of discovering your real strength, you know. So trust your inner guide. You may want to take part in groups which can help you develop and unfold your potential. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? In what areas in your life does this fear come up? Pay attention to your dreams at this time as well. I think they will be important to you. And say this: I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. Now that takes us to the last cards here, which is this, the Queen of Coins. Well, for me, of course, she is the Queen of the Thrones of Earth. Now, Sagittarius and Capricorn are around here, so I think that you will be having things to do with them. I think that this also says that, well, she is, and I think you will be, ambitious, affectionate and kind, charming. Now, she can be quite timid. I don't necessarily see that as being the case with you at this period, because you've got these things coming in here and you're going to be taking advantage of the opportunities that come your way. And she's very practical, so you'll be sensible about the opportunities that you exploit. This is a very good time for people who are involved in domestic duties and who are involved in the rearing of children and making things around the house safe and secure for all the members of the family. Now, I think that what will happen here is that you will be ambitious, but again, it's important for you to work with instinct and intuition rather than the intellect. She is quiet, hard-working, practical, sensitive, and really quite sensible, I think. But the danger is, though, that I think what she's saying to you is to, while you are going ahead with things, don't become too mechanical about things. Now, the persons represented by this card possess the finest of the quieter qualities, and they can, in a reticent and unassuming fashion, actually be quite lusty and sexy and predatory. Well, it's always the quiet ones, isn't it? But there is also a shadow side to her, and that is to do with drinking and maybe recreational drugs, almost as if the only way that she can obtain her happiness is by getting outside of herself. So just be aware of that, if I may say so, with respect. I think what this is also saying is that she, and I think you, will kind of be in harmony with nature and the cycles of change and living a harmonious life. Well, that's what this card was talking about here as well, wasn't it, you know? So there's no coincidences in anything like this. She's come to a good place, and that's as a result of her learning lessons and working on herself. She now has strength and adaptability and the ability to go with the flow, go along, go for the ride, and that gets her through any of the difficult periods that have been there in her life in the past. And I'd say this also, that she's actually got the ability to get things done that are useful, and she can channel her energy into working on herself and achieving in the world the things that she now wants in terms of career and life path. Now, I think that this means that, well, not that it means that, but I'm just looking at her and I'm looking at the scenery on the card, and let's have a closer look at it again, shall we? Let's just kind of look at the scenery on the card there. I get the sense that she has, in some respect, I think, had something of come to an oasis, really, after a period of which has been quite difficult with her as well. Yeah, quite difficult. Yeah. But I think that, so this difficulty that you have probably experienced, I think, is a period now where she's walked through this, she's come through it, and she's now moving forward, knowing who she is and what it is that she wants, because she's becoming focused on things. I think this is saying to you to stay practical and to be compassionate and have a nurturing attitude to others and yourself, because you're so often very nurturing to other people, very often very nurturing to other people, and it's time to nurture yourself as well, so bear that in mind and go with the flow. Now, she, I think, also for me represents health and diet, and we were talking about that before. She's very physical, so look after exercise and health and diet and go forward quietly without an overt attack on existing situations. I think you have passed through an arid stretch on your journey so far, and you're now arriving in more fruitful surroundings. Now you can rest and devote some attention to yourself and your physical needs. In what ways have you neglected your body or your outer self? Do you indulge yourself too much? Devote more attention to your health and physical beauty that you have until now. I don't mean to say that you don't have physical beauty. In fact, Taurus, the Taurian women are renowned as being beautiful creatures. I'm putty in the hands of a Taurian woman. Now, so what this is saying is don't rest on your laurels, but keep your A game going there. And say to yourself, I give my body the gift of loving attention. It gives me the gift of life, joy in living and in health. Well, what a really, really interesting set of cards for you. What a great month. Well done, Taurus. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I thought that was a fascinating reading, didn't you? It was great, very exciting, very interesting information coming through. Lots of things to think about, lots of things to prepare yourself for, and get things going, because you have got everything going for you. And there is actually one thing that I need to say, and it's this: make sure, look, if you did like the video, please do hit the like button. It does help the YouTube algorithm somehow or other. The YouTube gremlins do things, or elves, they go and do some stuff, and I'd appreciate that. But in the meantime, and until I see you again next month, remember one thing and one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.